I'm going to show you how to create beautiful gathering by using machine bastings. Sometimes you can use a hand bastings, and that can also yield a beautiful gathering as you desire. For this class, we're going to just use a machine basting that sewing machine already has, and I will show you how to create a gathering. As far as muslin preparation goes, the width of this is the width should be 12 inches, and the length should be 6 inches. So that's the preparation. And I will show you how to create a gathering. Let me set it up sewing machine. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew. Before I sew, I'm going to show you how to set up the machine. First, I think before you do anything else, you gotta look at your machine and try to find the stitch length. Mine is starting with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and my number 4 stitch length is the biggest one in my sewing machines. Each of sewing machine is a little different, so you gotta look at your manual, whatever the sewing machine that you have. Find out the biggest stitch length you can possibly have in your sewing machine. So I'm going to change that stitch length all the way to the number 4. That's the setting you should do before even sew this one. So let's put the camera back. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew 1/2 inch seam allowances. If you look at the sewing machine, this is a 1/2 inch lines here. I'm going to align the edge of fabric with a 1/2 inch groove that is placed on your plate. So I'm going to place my needle right into the fabric first. Once again, that will prevent a tangle that possibly happen. And I start this one, and before you start it, and I'm going to leave probably 3 or 4 inches of a thread at the beginning, and I'm going to leave about 3-4 inches of thread at the end as well. For the basting, in order to create a gathering, you do not do reverse stitches. We're going to go straight 1/2 inch seam allowances. And please pay attention to this one. I try to align my edge of my fabric with 1/2 inch lines on the plate. Gently hold this. At the end, I do not do any reverse stitches. I'm simply lifting my lever, pull out my thread, leave about 3 or 4 inches extra thread. And then now what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove my sewing machine gently over here. Now what you're going to do, you're going to gently pull the beginning of the thread that you have. Pull the fabric. And I'm going to do that other edge as well. And I move. The main thing is you cannot break the thread, so you need to be gentle with this. Because of this basting, the stitch itself is not tight, so you can easily move your fabric, excess fabric, and turning into beautiful gathering. So you can redistribute your gathering by using your finger. visually look through this one, what you have, if you're happy with aesthetically. So this is what you have right now. Let's pull this one once again. If you're happy with visually what you have here, this is what we have right now. If you're happy with the visual presentation with this, and now is the time you are going to knot those threads so that we can keep whatever the gathering ratio that you have, we'll keep that in the, keep this shape by knotting at the end of the fabric that you have your thread. Once again, I'm going to knot this one other side so that I can stabilize the gathering. I do once and twice, and then the rest I can trim it off, probably 1 inch and a 1 inch here. So the shape is beautiful. This is how you create a beautiful gathering skirt. At the end, you can put the waistband right on top of this. So this is how you create a gathering by using basting stitches.